Welcome back to Trends and Friends. It's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Martin Binks from Texas Tech's Nutrition and Metabolic Health Initiative. And today we're talking all about men's health in light of Movember and the fact that it's going to be talked about, men's health is going to be talked about in general. We thought we might talk about the differences with men's health in general, but also in their journey of weight loss too. So Dr. Binks, thanks so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
What is the real difference when it comes to men's health? I mean, besides the fact that they can lose weight way faster than women, and that's annoying, what else should be on their mind right now?
Well, you know, I think it's really important to understand that men are probably the lowest utilizers of health care in terms of preventative health and so forth. And something I learned many years ago is that the women in their lives tend to be the drivers of the family's health care journey. So I would say to the men, maybe listen to your favorite ladies in your life when they say go get checked out, because there are a few things that are very particular for men, like prostate screenings and testosterone. Low testosterone can be an issue.
Okay. Now, you're right. They should be listening to the woman in their life anyway, but when it does come to their health, are there some key things? You said prostate cancer, but is there anything else that they really need to be honing in on and making sure they're getting regular checkups for?
Well, men are at high risk for all of the cardiovascular diseases, but in recent years we've learned that so are women.
Okay.
It's a little bit more based on where body fat's stored.
Sure.
The larger stomach is one signal of that. I think that they should also just think about it as being an overall health approach.
Right.
There's no magic bullet for any particular disease state. It's more of, if you pay attention to exercise, eating more healthfully in general, it lessens the risk of a lot of these very preventable medical diseases.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. And when we talk about prevention, you know, I've heard from some doctors, know your numbers. But what else in terms of prevention should they be concerned about?
You know, there are some things that tend to affect both men and women that people tend not to notice. One is, we call hypertension the silent killer for a reason. You know, and so knowing the numbers is great advice, just having that checked. One that people don't give enough attention to is poor sleep, especially with obstructive sleep apnea. The consequences of that can be quite deadly, both in terms of the oxygen deprivation and the memory and cognitive deficits, but also falling asleep at the wheel is one of the #1 killers for sleep apnea, and that's a very weight-related improvement course. So losing weight tends to improve obstructive sleep apnea, and that's one really good example. We often hear spouses and partners saying about the other person snoring loudly, and that's one of the signs.
Okay. Very good information. Always good information. We appreciate you being here. And if you do have more questions for Dr. Binks, you can always reach out to him, 806-742-NMHI, and that's 6644. You can always reach him there. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Trends and Friends.